Hello, my friends. Today is June the 20th, and this is a psychic reading for you if this is your birth date. I do psychic readings, I do healing work. I've been working for 38 years. Check out my credits. I do internet readings. I do a lot of healing out of my place in Albuquerque. Lots of different modalities. This is a four-card pull to cover the year to follow. This is approximately 7 to 10 minutes long. Bear with me. So it's four cards: a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome or synopsis card. So the general energy card of the year is the Creator. So what is the creator, the artist, the innovator, the connection to spirit in whatever it is form, that part of self that creates in the world. There are builders are creators, and dreamers are creators when they can manifest it into the earth, onto the canvas, into their lives, into their daily connections with things or people or events or materials. It's remembering the childlike curiosity of self. It's remembering to not be jaded and to connect into the power that is available. Quantum physics. When you dream things, you can call them to you. That's creatorship. Whether you align with some kind of religion is unimportant. You're always creating. You're always dreaming. Look at the words used. You're always dreaming with the words that you put out to the universe. You're always calling to you that which you put out as your spelling, as your casting, as your wording, as your talking. It's all, how you present your belief in creator out into the world. Now, is it uplifting? Is it sparking? Is it, magical? Do people recognize you when you come into a room as, as a creative spirit, a connected to something that they envy or that they don't understand or that they admire? Or, on the other side of that, is it the sense of being, don't trusting that you are connected to spirit, the don't trusting that you are worthy of spirit, the not trusting that you are a sacred being, thinking that you are, a low life and unworthy, and abandoning yourself before others abandon you because you think that's what it is. Then you think you're not creator, and you don't think you're connected to creator, and you don't think you're a part of creation in a valuable and important way, even though down deep you are. So this is all about your relationship to the creator, whatever you think that is. And you don't have to believe in a god to be a creator. You just have to believe in yourself and feel your nature and feel your power and feel those psychic connections, those neuronic connections, those quantum physics connections that say the universe responds to what is cast into it. It responds back. So what you cast out is what you receive back. So the creator, I think, knows that on a very deep level. So what is your particular challenge? Well, it's the Ace of Wands. Stepping out in your truth doesn't feel allowed. Stepping out with your fire doesn't feel like that's what you know how to do or you want to do. I think this is a sense of, again, that sense of feeling maybe like creator doesn't like you, and the creator's not going to give you the spark, and the people aren't going to see your spark, and then maybe you're unworthy, and maybe you're untalented, and maybe you're, this is a lot of negative words that rather than inspiring, they conspire, and they strangulate, and they hold you down, and they block your voice and your juice and your creativity in whatever form that you want to put it out there. It doesn't really matter. It just seems like on some level your fire and your passion is held back because you don't believe for some reason that it can go forward. And a lot of that is usually about, not seeing yourself uh, as seen, wanting your ego, your definition to be more respected. It's again, it's all those kind of issues that talk to you about your ego and your definition and your fire and your passion. You don't feel like you like how you look, or that other people like how you look. You don't feel like you can act in a way that goes after what you really want. Maybe you don't even know what you really want, but you want to feel connected to creator and spirit, and you want to fulfill that part of yourself, and maybe you don't feel like that's respected in the world. So there's a lot of questions, around your fire and your ego and your definition and your push toward making life happen or letting life happen, but your involvement in it. That's what wands are all about. Your kind of what will you do? It's about your will. So your will is in question of what will I do? What will I do? What will I do? What is my will? What is my will? So here's Crow. This is the action to take. Crow says there are higher laws and there are lower laws. And, Crow can talk to you about human laws, but human laws are quite often not just or fair or equal or representative of, everybody's opinion. They're more of a consensus quite often, and more of a, this is what the majority thinks, so this is how everything has to be and act. But that's usually unfair, and it's usually, unrespectful, disrespectful of beings. But there's a higher law. There's a cosmic law that the Crow talks about. That's spiritual law. That's the place where that as long as you're acting out of love, long as you're acting out of this sense of being fired up and passionate, and as long as I think on some level you keep rising higher and higher like the crow, it's about seeing things from higher vantages. Crows are about flight and freedom, and they have a strong family unit. They have a strong sense of companionship. They have a strong sense of dialogue and talking. But there's a communality and a commonality, a sacred commonality that you talk about with crows, that say, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, but render unto God what is God. And what does that mean? That means, I think, trust in the magic of the universe. Don't give your magic over to Caesar. Give Caesar the god dang money that he wants, and give him, but you don't have to, but you can always work toward fairness, and you can always work toward equitability. It's always in need. So you always got to rely on that spiritual connection that can get you through the human laws that don't really often work as well as they should and could. So keep going to those spiritual laws. Keep going to those crow high caughtings. Caught as you see it. This is a lot of this is finding your voice with the crow. Caught it as you see it. If you need to call out injustice, if you need to call out unfairness, if you need to call out a sense of giving your love and giving your creativity and showing yourself in your flair, in your creativity, in your art, in your being, in your connections with others. Let yourself spark. Let yourself tell your truth. Let yourself dance your dance. Let yourself create your art. Let yourself play with your fire, with your passion, with your will, with your sense of connection to the divine, because you'll feel that. You'll feel the connection to the divine often much more than you feel the connection to other people who might be putting you down or questioning you or apathetic, and some are going to be absolutely in love with you and enthralled by you and wishing to merge with you. So you're going to get all kinds of realms, but as long as you become authentic in yourself, you're going to keep lifting yourself higher and higher and higher, and you're going to keep getting back the gifts that you need to be given from the universe. Give the gift of your own fire and your own passion and your own truth and your own creativity. Trust that you are part of something bigger than just you, that co-creates with you, that connects with you, that talks in divine language to you, that talks in quantum physics to you, that you understand. And those, it doesn't really matter. It just matters if you connect to some higher sense of yourself, which is spirit and creator. Blessed be.